And now it's time for another bedtime story by the fire, read by Mary T. And tonight's story is called 12A, and it's written by Mia Gallagher. Memory is a mushy thing. It smushes the past together, pulls it apart. I used to take pride in my razor sharp recall, but now, at 51, I'm just like everyone else. The stuff that's less important has grown fuzzy at the edges, leaving isolated bright patches like a dream that I have to focus very hard on to see. Apart from the Pope's visit, I can't remember much of what happened in the world in 1979, probably because I was too young to be aware of it, but also because in my own private universe so much was going on. My best friend Rosemary had left for secondary school a year early, stranding me. We'd a new teacher, well meaning but inexperienced. Under his less than iron rule, the tougher kids in class were quick to wreak havoc, picking on the isolated, uncool ones like me. Physically, I was changing too. At 11, I had spurted up to an almost impossible 5'9". I tried to hide my height beneath a pair of silver framed glasses, but this only made me more of a target. Nana Muscuri, they started calling me, and not just the toughest kids. Then, into this maelstrom of uncertainty strode Danny and Sandy and their hotbed of summer loving. Grease was released in September 1978 in Ireland, but it played here for months. In our school, Grease fever reached its peak in early 1979. Everyone was going to the movie, queuing up at the Adelphi on Abbey Street to get in, or had seen it. Everyone knew the storyline, the names of the characters, the long lyrics. Everyone, and you can guess what's coming. Except me. I came from an unconventional household. We never watched Top of the Pops because we only had RTE. Our preferred radio station was BBC4, and our record collection was full of classical and jazz and some trad from my parents' party days hanging out with the Dubliners. The only halfway cool things there were a Leonard Cohen album and the soundtrack to The Jungle Book. For months I begged my parents to let me see Grease. It was a 12A cert, so I needed them or another adult to accompany me. I was so uncool, I didn't even think of trying to bunk into the cinema on my own. I cried, I pleaded, I said everyone was going, why not me? My mother spoke in the same kind voice she'd used the first time she tried to explain sex. Darling, she said, we need to have a chat about peer pressure. You're an individual. You shouldn't feel you have to do something just because everyone else is. Then she said something about drugs. I didn't care about individuality or peer pressure. I was ready to suck up anything that would help me belong. But my parents didn't relent, and by April, when I turned 12 and could have gone on my own, Grease had stopped playing in the cinemas. I resigned myself. I would have to make do with reading fellow outcast Jackie Pomeroy's photo novel of the movie. Then, just when it all seemed over, a group of my classmates came to me. They decided to perform Summer Loving for our class before the end of the school year, when we'd all separate to go to secondary school. Our inexperienced teacher had said yes. I'm not sure why they approached me. I loved acting, but I wasn't a great singer. One of the girls used to be my friend. Maybe she felt sorry for me, or maybe with my glasses and long brown hair, I was the only obvious choice for Frenchie, the most uncool of the Pink Ladies. We practiced in the playground every break time we could. I sang my heart out with Sandy and the other Pink Ladies, while the boys gave the T-birds and all the wella they could muster. Shortly after our performance, school broke up. Most of those kids I've never seen again. There's only one name I remember. but I'm not sure now she was in that group. Like I say, memory is mushy. That autumn I started secondary school. I had a miserable first year. I was bullied for being a swat, lanky, posh, specky and hick. A real life Sandy. The following summer I converted my flared jeans to drain pipes, ditched the glasses, and on a Kent campsite locked eyes with my own Danny Zuko, a Boy Scout from Liverpool, or maybe it was Wales, called Paul Modena. And though we never even kissed, I realised for the first time what fancying really meant. When I returned to school for the new term, I told my best friend Sharon, tell me more, she said. My mum was right in lots of ways. Part of what made Greece a draw was the ad, men telling us we had to see it and us buying into the bright dream. Our late 1970s, Aisling Gale, but Summer Lovin' spoke to us not just because of its carefully designed retro chic or canny understanding of burgeoning sexuality. It articulated with a dark comic precision that rite of passage all 12-year-olds must undergo, not just the outsiders. Find a mask the tribe will accept and wear it, because if you don't, you won't survive. Good night, everybody, and stay safe.